Okay. Hi, everyone. Is this working? Yeah, it is working. Hi, everyone. Happy New Year. It's 2026. It's been like a month since I've last streamed or done anything, and for good reason. So let's talk about it while I work on this. And while I'm working on this, I'm going to explain why I'm working on this. Hi, Happy New Year. Hello, welcome. It's not going to be a super long stream today, maybe like 2 hours, something like that, one and a half. Um, Today I just want to talk about the big project that I've been hyping up for the past few months and how that's going, and just working on this new project, which you'll see a video about after I release the big project that I've been hyping up. So let's talk because I have a lot of news. So, for the past few months, I have been talking about this very big and very, I guess, hyped up project that I've been working on. And I'm not fibbing or anything. Like this is a real project that I've been working on, a real project that I've been I've been working basically nonstop on it. And this project, this project is so big that I need approval from a higher body to release it, which is kind of scary. um, I'm being like deliberately vague here because I don't want to. Hi, hello, happy New Year. I'm sorry, I'm reading everyone's chats as they come in, but back to what I was saying. So, yeah, I need I need the approval of a higher body of people to basically release what I want to release. There is a chance that it won't happen, which in that case I'll probably still release a video on it because honestly, nothing is more fun than watching someone fail on YouTube. And I have no like insecurities about documenting all of my failures. So if this doesn't turn out well, you know, I'll still be talking about it, but in the case that it succeeds, well, I'll still be releasing whatever I want to release. But I need approval from this higher body to get whatever I want out in the first place. So I'm still waiting on that. it's been like it's been over a month since I contacted this higher body about what I want to do, and I'm waiting for them to get back to me. But until then, I'm just working on everything behind the scenes so that if they do approve, I can get the video out as soon as possible. So I'm just like, I'm acting as if it's already been approved because I'm delusional, but yeah, that's what's going on. Um, but I can't like just be offline while that happens. So until then, we're working on this. This is my last D-stash project of my series, and I'm making a rug finally. And I already got started on it like a few days ago, as you can see. Maybe I'll hold on. Do I want to zoom out a little bit? Actually, that's better. That's way better. So you can see here. Oh my God, I hope everything goes well. Thank you. Let's pray together. Let's manifest it. Let's be delusional. Let's be delulu together. Um, but yeah, until then, we're gonna work on this D-Stash project. just so that I have content that's coming out. Because if I don't have content that's coming out, then everyone will forget about me, and I don't want that to happen. So, this is what I'm working on. So, yeah, it's a pretty small rug. I think it's like, oh my God, I'm trying to remember numbers. It's like 18 by 24 inches. Actually, it might be smaller than that. It's like a mini mat. And yes, rainbow borders, rainbow borders. I don't know if you can see. Isn't that awesome? I never use rainbows, but I have this rainbow yarn left over. Um, I shouldn't say leftover because I barely used it. It's when I was doing my punch needle certification lessons, we had like a little workshop on how to dye yarn, and my instructor was like, "We're gonna dye. You can dye whatever color yarn you want." And I was like, "I want rainbow yarn. I don't know what I'll use it for, but I want it." And so that's what I made, and I haven't used it until now. Doesn't it look so cool? I'm gonna see if I can whip stitch with it at the end once I'm done the rug, but we'll see. No spoilers. But yeah, I've been working on a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Hopefully, hopefully things happen, but I hope everyone had a good new year. I basically did nothing. Actually, that's not true. I I was able to see my friends a bunch over the break, which never happens because we're all so busy, but we were able to see each other 3 times over the break, which was awesome. Rainbow yarn is dope. It was like I used like 7 different dyes for this. Like we made it in like a big pan and then we like sprinkled dyes on top. Yeah, I used like 7 different dyes. I think people are like hot take, people are scared of color. No one uses color anymore, which I guess I kind of like I guess I get it because I don't know. I guess some people find it like childish to use, but like you can incorporate color in like a really tasteful way. Like you don't have to make everything like black, white, and beige. Honestly, a lot of it is a lot of it is like building codes. Like I'm talking specifically about like home decor. Like where I live, this is a really funny this is a really fun fact about where I live. Where I live, you can't paint your garage door purple like your car garage. Um I don't know why. Like, it's actually not in my neighborhood, but like in another neighborhood where I'm from, you can't paint your car door, like your garage door purple, which is kind of funny. Um, but like you can do stuff inside. Like if you own your home, when you own your home, you can add a little bit of color because paint is like I really think I don't know, maybe neutrals are cheaper. Like if you buy like a pre-mixed like little bucket of paint, I think it might be cheaper, but like you don't You don't have to. You could like when I move out, what I like something that I really want to do um is like I don't it's like this like what I have to say is like not against beige and like blacks and whites and whatever. You just need a good balance between the two. So like what I would want to do like once I move out is like and I get my own place is like have like a room with like beige walls or whatever and then have one wall as like an accent wall and make it like green or something. And I choose green because it's my favorite color, but yeah. I think accent walls are so underrated. But also, like, the thing is, like, some people might be renting or whatever. They can't, like, they can't paint their walls whatever color they want to paint them. That's totally fine. But, like, you can buy clothes that aren't beige. You can. It's just that people choose not to. There are a lot of interesting green shades. Like, for me, like, I love, like, a jade green. Like, if you take a look at my profile picture on YouTube, like, the green that I use for my leaf part of my logo, like, that part, I like I like that green. That's my favorite green. But, like, other greens are good too, like a sage green is fine, like a deep emerald, like, it depends. But, yeah, like, there's so much you could do. It's just, like I think people are afraid of individuality. That's my hot take. Um, okay. Do I wanna do this? Yeah, I do. Also, you should know that this is not my original work, this pattern. If you go on the Met Museum's website, they have an entire section of, like, artwork and whatever that is completely, it's, uh it's completely public domain, so you can use it for whatever you want, and I tend to go look at that when I wanna, like, get some inspiration or whatever, and I can't really, like I don't really feel like thinking of anything on my own, and this comes from that. So, the original design for this, it's actually a beaded pouch from, like, the 1830s, and I was like, "This looks awesome. What if it became a rug?" I might have to put the link to that in the description of this live stream, but maybe when I do the final video for this, I'll include the link for the original art piece because it looks really cool. And I'm trying to like recreate it to the best of my abilities. I'm gonna have to make changes here and there just because this is a different medium completely, but we'll see. Um, does anyone have any goals for the new year? Anything special? It was so funny I was at one of my friends' houses for their New Year's party, like their family's house, and my friend's mom, um, she asked everyone what their resolutions were, and her resolution was to like improve her posture. And then when she said that, everyone's back started straightening, and like they were like fixing their posture all at once. It was really funny. But I was like, that's a good goal. Like that's a good that's a good and smart goal that isn't like overly ambitious, you know? Especially if you're in a job that requires you to sit all the time. Like sitting with the slouch is never great, you know? It is a nice resolution. And it's like it's one that's like it's such a safe resolution, you know? You don't have to think about it too much. You know, because there's you have to hold yourself a lot more accountable when you're like when you're gonna say something like, "Oh, I'm gonna read like 100 books this year." But for something like posture, it's like that's like something you could do like any second of any day, which is like I think it was like good. I was like, that's an impressive, that's a really smart resolution. My resolution was to make more rugs. I was like, I'm gonna make 5 rugs this year. Because last year was basically my year of small projects. So I was like, I want to do something bigger. Mine is move my body more, so I think I relate a lot to that. That's a good one. That's one that you can do like that's one you can do anytime, anywhere basically. We all need to be I think we all need to be a little bit more active these days, myself included. It's just so hard here because it's like it's like absolutely miserable for half the year, more than half the year actually. And I'm not a big fan of winter sports because I can never feel like I don't feel like I can like participate fully when I'm freezing all the time. So winter sports are kind of a no-no for me personally. But then in the summer, it's like too hot. Where I live, we have this problem where the winters are so cold and the summers are so hot, and I'm like, the universe, I don't think the universe wants me to do exercise. But maybe that's just me having excuses. My favorite sport in general is swimming, but I never get the chance to go. I never get the chance to go. And I hate what chlorine does to my hair, so I'm just making excuses at this point. And I like walking too. Walking is fun. Just like walking like in the neighborhood. But yeah, I'm using an Oxford 10 fine at this moment in time, and I'm punching with white yarn, which is why you can't see anything, which is maybe my mistake. I'm only going to use one punch needle length, so I'm going to use the 10 regular and the 10 fine for this. Just because I don't feel like doing any sort of like texture or whatever for this project. I think can just do that. I think that works. There we go. I'm gonna poke these ends through to the other side. There. Nice. Um, what I'm gonna do next is I want to grab some green. I want green here for the windows. So I'm gonna go grab that. I'll be right back. Okay. I might use this. And I already have black, so I'll just I'll use some black. There. This is green tapestry yarn. When I was doing my punch needle certification lessons, one of my classmates had like three vacuum sealed bags of these, and she was like, I want to get rid of these. Um, so I took a bunch home, and I've used them here and there, but some of them I haven't even opened. So this one I'm gonna use for the first time right now. The texture of it is so weird though, like the way it's spun. Take a look at that. It's like it's like three different strands and they're kind of like loosely spun together. It's very weird. It doesn't look like normal tapestry yarn, like the stuff that you get from DMC. Um, but it does make a really cool texture on the other side of like your work. So I'm gonna use it up. So what I want to do here is because I want there to be like a like a clear unbroken line that sticks out, I'm going to do stem stitch right here. So I want to do I want to do like a I'm thinking, do I want to do a row around or do I want to do two rows? Let's see how one row looks and then we'll do two rows. So we'll start here and then stem stitch our way up. But yeah, as I was saying, 2025 was like the year of small projects for me. Like, I didn't get to make any rugs or anything fun. I mean, and that's a lie. I did make a lot of really fun stuff. But like the most fun for me is like making a really big project. Um, something that I get to use up a lot of yarn for, something that's like that has a large surface area, which I didn't get to do, um, which sucked. So this year, I really want to focus on just big projects because in 2024 I made two rugs, and in 2023, I made two rugs as well. So this year, I want to make a bunch. I also want to read more. I think that's a big, I think that's a goal that a lot of people have. I never said how much more I want to read. I said I wanted to read more um, when we were talking about New Year's resolutions. I did read a lot last year, though, like in 2025, but it was just I mostly just read like stuff that was culturally relevant. So when Heated Rivalry came out, I was like, before we watch the show, let's read the book. And so I read book one. It was very good. I just want to make sure you can see this. Maybe I'll have to move there. That's better. But yeah, I read Heated Rivalry, which was it was very good. And then I watched the show because I was like, let's read the books first before before watching the show. And the show's very good too. Okay, there we go. Mm, let's just keep one row. I think one row looks fine. But yeah, I'm looking forward to season two of the show of Heated Rivalry, but like, I don't think that's coming out until 2027. And I'll probably only read the second book of that series before the second season comes out. Just because if I read it now, I'm gonna forget about it. So I was like, let's wait. Okay, there we go. So I want to make sure that I'm punching in every single hole here of my monk's cloth. Oh, my camera's frozen. Uh-oh. There we go. We're back. Sometimes that happens. But anyways, as I was saying, we want to punch into every hole of our monk's cloth here, just so we fill up the entire space. But as you can see here, we've skipped a row of holes between our stitches here, between our stitches. Just because if we punched in every single row and every single hole, we would, it would be ridiculously overcrowded. Like it would start to bulge, which is not what we want. We want everything to be filled in, but we don't want our work to get warped. So there we go. We're skipping a row of holes here, and we are continuing back up. I'm just gonna punch around and around until I get to the center, and then we'll be done with the door here. And for those of you that are wondering, this is just some worsted weight yarn from Briggs& and Little, which is a wonderful, wonderful yarn brand. And it is wool. I'll probably be using mostly wool for this project, but I do have some other fibers that I might incorporate as well, just because I want to use them up. But we'll see. Okay, I think that's good. So we'll hook those ends through to the other side. And the door is done. Look at that. So what I want to do next is the windows, and then we can fill this entire kind of front section of the house here. So let's fill that in. Are you talking about this tapestry yarn? It is pretty soft, um, at least compared to the Briggs and Little, which can be kind of scratchy. It depends. It's not superwash. Like it's just regular wool yarn. So it tends to be this one tends to be a little scratchier, but this is pretty soft. I wish I knew more about how it was made, but I think it's quite I think it's quite old. Like like the packaging for it looks kind of old, so I don't even know if this company even exists anymore. So, who knows? I've used this yarn before, in other projects, and it's really, really squishy on the other side. So, like, if you use it with like a really high loop height, with a super toe loop height, it's just so fun to touch. Oh, but let me show you. This is this is the brand. If you're if you ever want to look for it. I don't even know if they I don't even know if they're in business. So let's take a look. So what I want to do is just kind of like a little green highlight here. And I'll do the same thing that I did with the door, and I'll do it in stem stitch. So So just like that, one window is done. And then we are going to do the other window. And if you're wondering why the windows look like unevenly sized, it's because a part of the house is cut off. That's just the way that I reinterpreted the original art piece into this rug, so that's why they look a little uneven. But it's intentional. But yeah, I just really like to upload more this year. Not just punch needle stuff, just like other content in general. So let's do the windows now. Thanks for liking my stuff. I'm glad that I'm glad that people like me. I never know because no one ever no one ever comments things on my videos, so I I never know how people feel about what I put out. I'd like to think that the like increase in subscribers over time is like a is a good sign, but you never know these days. So thank you. I appreciate that. Just because there's a lot of stuff that I haven't done yet, um, that I maybe want to do this year. Like I've talked about wanting to do more. Oh my God, that's no worries, no worries. um, Feel free to work along on whatever you're working on while you're watching me. Don't feel like you have to chat or like contribute to like a conversation because I am more than happy to just keep yapping while you do whatever you're doing. But yeah, I've talked about wanting to do like knitting content just because I don't know how to knit, but I want to learn and I think it would be really funny to document um me learning on the channel. I think people would find a lot of fun in that. Um but just like other content that and talking about other things that I want to talk about, but maybe not on this channel because this channel this channel has basically turned into like a fiber arts channel and doing something completely different would people would get really confused and I don't want to confuse people. So maybe on second channel, maybe on my second channel, I'll do that. Because I do have one, but I haven't really been doing stuff with it. And I haven't done a face reveal yet. Maybe, maybe this year. That's a super spoiler. Like you I wouldn't mention it in a normal video, but because I'm live and because there are so few of you here, that's like that's my spoiler, but we'll see. I'm hoping things fall into place a certain way so that we can do that. But again, spoiler. Um, okay, so the one thing that I've kind of basically given up on for probably forever is making short form content like reels, TikToks, YouTube shorts, that sort of stuff. I think there's just like a lot of pressure to create certain types of content that isn't really suited for like whatever you're doing. And I do think short form content is like bad for people's attention spans. And I find it kind of funny. I don't know if you've seen this, but like there's like people making like videos and like particularly short form videos about how they're gonna give up like their phones for 2026 and like be completely like offline. And I think it's so funny. I think it's so funny because like you're still posting. Like I think people try too hard to go in one direction versus the other when the best thing to do is just moderate your use of and you moderate your presence online, but you know, it's the internet. People always go too far in one direction versus the other. So I shouldn't be too surprised. But I think I've been doing a pretty good job at staying off of those platforms in the first place. I stopped I stopped posting on Instagram basically um at the end of 2024. Maybe maybe I had a feeling like since like even back then maybe I had a feeling that this wasn't like the right way to go. Um Maybe I was just unhappy with the direction of the platform, which is honestly kind of valid in my opinion. Um But yeah, I basically stopped posting there. Maybe like one or two posts or one or maybe like one post and like a couple of stories throughout the year when I felt like it. But yeah, like the app is not on my phone. I tend to just like check it out like maybe like a few times a week just to see if there's like anything that I missed from creators that I follow because there are still a lot of people that use those platforms for better or for worse. And I posted like way less shorts in 2025. I posted like 3 shorts, which I was really proud of. I was like, the less slop I can put out in the world, like, the better. Because, fun fact, my most viewed video on this channel is is a short of me just showing people all the punch needles I use. And I'm like, this, I like, I don't know how much value this is providing. I don't know, like, I don't, I don't get it. But like, I guess people liked it so much just because it was satisfying to look at, but like it doesn't really I don't think it adds value. So I was like for 2025, I want to just put less of that out and just make more content that I like. And I don't think that like a short form video is like it's hard to be able to like convey like all the things you want to say through a short form video. Um, through just 30 seconds of talking. So that's another thing. I've run out of white yarn. I'm gonna just go grab some more and I'll be right back. I have to see if I have some though. That's like a tiny scrap. Or if I have to wind more yarn up. I'm really hoping I don't, but we'll see. Um, no, we're good. We have quite a bit of white yarn right here to use up. So we'll use this up. And this is quite a bit, so yay for us. So I'm gonna thread this through. And we'll pick up right where we left off, which was very conveniently a corner. So let's continue. Also, another thing I want to rant about is people that say that they're gonna go like analog in 2026 or whatever. I love just I love how they're doing that by just buying a bunch of things, which I think is like it's you're not it's not hitting the way they want it to hit, you know? Like I don't think buying more stuff just to like show everyone you're gonna get off the internet is like I don't think it does anything. You don't need things to get off the internet. You just need to put the phone down. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back to the beginning here and then punch back up. Um, just gonna Get some more yarn out. What sucks is that the white yarn is like so it's not even visible here. Like let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. I think that's better. Oh, actually that's way better. You can you can see what I'm doing much more clearly. So let's stick with this angle for now, and then we can change things up once we start using a different color. There we go. So let's snip off our end here, and then we can do, I think that's pretty reasonably filled in. I could maybe fill in like a little bit here, but I don't know, the other side seems fine, so I'm just gonna leave it as is. If we need to fill in more later, we can fill in more later. Okay, very nice, very nice. So what I would like to do next is, I'm thinking we add a little bit of orange here. A little bit of orange. So let me go grab some orange. I'm sure I have some somewhere. Orange, orange, orange. I'm gonna bring out this yellow too to use for later, but orange. Oh, I might have some here. Wonderful. Okay, so I have a little bit of orange here that I'm gonna use up just for a little row over here. So let me thread this through my punch needle. I'm pretty sure this is just Briggs and Little Super yarn, which is like a 4-ply yarn, and I've taken a couple of plies out of it before for whatever I was doing at the time, but Briggs and Little. Super. So let's do a little stem stitch right here. There we go. Perfect. So let's push that through to the other side. Same with this side. And then we will do our final window up top here. Right there. So let me see. There we go. There. Perfect. Snip that off. And we're done with this for now. So I'm going to put this to the side and push these ends through. Yikes, I thought I felt something weird with the tension there, but I think we're good. Okay. Perfect. And we are done with that last window here. Now we're going to finish off this section here by filling in that with white. So let's grab our white yarn. There. Um, let's see, where are we at for time right now? Um, okay. I think we can go for another half hour, but let's make it count by finishing this section up at the very least. There we go. Go. Um, there. Wonderful. There we go. I really like this project because we're going to be using like a whole bunch of colors for it. You've only seen a few so far here and there, but once we get to some of the other parts here, like there's going to be a lot more color, which I'm really excited about. Hopefully it ends up looking nice. You never know with these kinds of projects. Um, there. Okay, we are done with this final section here. So let's poke everything into place. There, lovely. So, what I'd like to do for this final section here is fill it in with this yellow. And there are a couple of windows here that I want to do, but I'll I'll do those after I do at least like one outline around. I'd feel better about doing it that way just because I would have a better idea of where to space the windows. So let's do that. Let me thread this. And I think I'll just do this in straight stitch. I think that's fine. Maybe I'll do these little ends here in stem stitch, but I don't know. We'll see. I think it's fine just to do it in straight stitch. I do love this yellow though, like this pale. I'd like to call it buttered popcorn yellow. I think that's like the best way to describe it. I find it a wonderful color. And I'm glad we're able to use up this yarn because I wouldn't really be using it otherwise. There we go. I've gotten a lot better at punching with my left hand. I've always just struggled with using my left hand in general. I used to play piano for a number of years, and I would have to practice the left hand parts twice as much than the right hand parts just because it was my non-dominant hand. But they're like for punch needle, especially there's a lot of advantages to being ambidextrous, however you pronounce it. Um, so I've been working on that. It comes in handy because you don't have to like move your like you don't have to rotate your frame or your hoop or whatever. You can kind of just work from the same position. I'm still fairly slow at it, but over time, I think I'll get a lot faster. Do you keep multiple needles threaded with the different colors you're using to switch back and forth, or just keep one needle that you rethread as needed? That's a great question, Allison. Um, for this project, I'm using the Oxford 10 regular and the Oxford 10 fine, which is this one right here. Um, I only have one of these ones, so I've just been rethreading as I go along because because of the channel and because you don't need a threader, rethreading with different colors is easy. Um, but I have two Oxford 10 regulars. Maybe I'll end up doing maybe I'll be keeping like like both of those threaded with different colors um when I use them for the rest of this piece, but for this one I've just been rethreading. I think like in punch needle in general, either or is fine, especially if you have these needles, like either or is fine. But thanks for your question. I mean, I do have a craftsman needle that I can use and I can use multiple of those like because the craftsman is an adjustable punch needle where you can adjust not only the loop height but also you can like there's like interchangeable needles so you can there's like an equivalent of a regular and a fine and whatever so I could use that with this and like have that threaded with another color alongside using this but I don't think I need to right now, so I haven't been doing that. Okay, there we go. But yeah, as you can see, I'm much faster with my right hand. Ending off right where we started, snipping our tails, poking them through to the other side. Wonderful. So, let's see, we have some time left. What I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw these windows because I sketched them out in pencil, but they're not really showing up anymore. So I'm gonna redo those here. Um, this is just a regular 6B pencil. I've had these for like I've had these for over 12 years now. Um, and I still haven't used them up, so this is how I'm using them up. So let me see. Um, actually, we can go a little bit wider. I think that's fine. There we go. And this is, for those of you that are just tuning in, this is based off of a public domain art piece, but I'm literally just freehanding parts of it here and there. So let's thread this. We're going to add a couple of accents here. Um, let's take a look. So using the stem stitch, I'm adding some black accents to the windows here. off. This may be too broad a question. When you're planning a project, how do you decide what length you want the loops, particularly one area versus another? For example, in this project that you're doing. For this project, I'm just keeping everything the same loop length. So I'm just using the Oxford 10 fine and the Oxford 10 regular. When it comes to other projects, um, I tend to sketch out my designs first and then do some color planning and then planning out what punch needles I want to use. Um, what I find helps a lot is like looking at photos of like real life objects and like trying to figure out like, you know, foreground, middle ground, background as like kind of like practice. Um, in terms of like the punch needles, that's a good question. It depends on how many layers there are in the like in my design or whatever. Um, if there's a lot of layers like from front to back, like in my certification rug, for example, like I'll use like a broad range of needles. I'll kind of go through the entire I'll go through the entire Oxford punch needle catalog from the 8 to the 14 to kind of do to kind of get that dimension. If there are fewer layers, I um I tend to use a smaller range, if that makes sense. And like to decide how I like a lot of it is trial and error. I will like I'll try punching something and then taking a look on the other side just to see how it looks. And if I like the way it's going, I keep it. If I don't like it, I take it out, use a different needle. Punch needle, there's a lot of trial and error. I hope that answers your question. I know that was kind of just me rambling. So let's finish this last window here. Mm, okay, yeah, that's fine. No problem, Allison. I'm glad I could help. go. Um, okay, here's what we'll do. Why don't we fill in like the squares and then fill in the background, and then I will end for today. So let's let me grab some more yarn because I do need a different color for these windows in particular. So I'll be right back. Oh, I hope I find some that works. Oh, let me take a look. Ooh, this might work. We have got some Briggs and Little in copper, and I'm going to use that to fill in the windows. I think that color works. Yeah, that's good enough. So let me write this and let's get started. Okay, one window is done. The next window. There we go. Hmm. Okay. I think I want to take these out and then move them a little down, just because I want one full row here to add as as a space keeper. So here's what we're gonna do. Like every other time we want to change something up, just pull it out and repunch. There we go. Do the same thing to this one. Pull it out and repunch. Starting down here. There we go. All right. Now back to scheduled programming. Let's punch all of these windows. Mm, I'm already enjoying the color variety here. Isn't this so fun? Like we've got, so this looks red. The official colorway name is Rust. So we've got Rust, we've got orange, yellow, green, blue, white, black, and then rainbow. There are lots more colors to come for this project, so I'm really excited. Okay, last window. Is this project for something specific or just for fun? So, for the past few months, I've been working on a bunch of projects to destash my yarn. I do have the full playlist on my channel if you want to check it out. It's called The Stash Diaries, and this is the final project of that series and the biggest one because I'm making a rug. I actually calling it a rug is it's maybe exaggerating a little bit. It's more like a mini mat. But yeah, this is a project where I'm destashing all of my yarns. So, oh my gosh, no problem. I was happy to do all of the kit reviews. Um the thing like I hate when people I feel so bad when people waste their money on like kits that don't work. And I feel horrible when people think that it's because of their lack of skill, when it's probably because the kits are kind of bad. So I'm glad that by making those videos and showing those kits, fully, that I was able to save people some money. So thank you. Thank you for enjoying them. I still have one more kit that I need to that I want to review. Um, Kind of a spoiler for for the very few people that are watching now live because I don't because my live viewers there's always fewer people watching me live than watch my videos, so this is kind of just a spoiler for you guys. Um I do have one more kit that I want to review. I've already bought it. I just haven't opened it up and filmed anything related to it. So, I'll be getting that out sometime this year, but yeah, better to save your money and um buy something that's actually worth it, for sure. I should also say that you're not going to be perfect at any craft that you start. Like anything that you do for the first time, you're not going to be perfect at it. And I think that people are really hard on themselves in terms of they want everything to they want whatever they're doing to be nice from the start. That won't happen. But like I do find that all those cheap punch needle kits just they make people think that they're worse than they actually are, is what I'll say. But after that last kit that I'm going to review, I don't have any more kits that I'm planning to try out. Unless someone specifically recommends me one or sends me one in my PO box, I'm not going to I'm not going to be reviewing. I don't have any plans to review anymore. This year in 2026, I just really want to focus on making projects that I like and making videos that I like. A friend gave me a kit that I still plan to do because it's really cute, but I know if it doesn't go well, it's not necessarily me. Exactly. I hope the kit is good though. Go. My friends know I'll try any craft once. Their crochet has not gone well. Crochet, I like crochet, but I don't find it as fun as punch needle. I've heard that those Woobles kits are like the easiest to learn how to crochet. I've never tried them. I kind of just learned with regular yarn on my own, but I've heard that the Woobles kits are like pretty are quite decent. I knit and weave in a punch needle, but crochet, um, so far crochet's defeating me. I tried a wool kit, but it didn't go well. I haven't given up yet. Don't give up. Don't give up. I feel like for a lot of crafts, um, like one day it'll just click and you'll get it. It's cool that you knit and weave though. One of my goals for the channel was one of my goals was to learn how to knit, and then I thought it would be really fun to like make videos about that on my channel. Like I thought it'd be really funny just to document me learning, but we'll see. And weaving is cool too. Fun fact, the inventor of the Oxford punch needle, Amy Oxford, she started out as a weaver. So, a very interesting connection there. There we go. Now I want a bigger loom. That's funny. Um, I mean, that happens a lot. You get into a craft, you get really into a craft, and then you start wanting more things for the craft. For me, I've accumulated quite a bit of punch needle things. Um, but like me too, I still have like I still have a bunch of I still have a bunch of things on my wish list. Well, I shouldn't say a bunch, it's only a couple, but the things that I want are pretty expensive, so I'm gonna wait until I can find them and then get them. The biggest one for me is it's a wool strip cutter to punch with fabric strips. That's my biggest one. But I also want like a standing punch needle frame that I can like rotate. So I'm on the lookout for those. My favorite thing to do is go go eBay hunting and see if like a lot of these like things are like someone has secretly listed something that I'm looking for, but most of the time I don't find much. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to hook these ends through to the other side. Okay. And with that, I think I'm gonna end it for today. I'm off. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Um I'll probably be live tomorrow. I'll schedule a stream probably around the same time I started today. And then after that, the next time I'll be live will be Sunday. So I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully, and then on Sunday. The big video that I have planned for January, again, still waiting on things to get sorted out. I really, really hope things get sorted out in January. Um, but I didn't want to wait around and not upload any content or do anything until that video comes out. So until then, we're working on this. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Um, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.